Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the UK's #1 match betting service. So what is match betting? It's a method that's used by individuals to profit from free bets and incentives offered by bookmakers. By leveraging one bookie's offer against another bookie's offer, it's possible to ensure that the odds are in your favour. And when you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through how to do match betting with their easy to follow video guides. Profit Accumulator have a friendly 7-day-a-week customer support team that will help you with any questions that you might have. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you can start your Profit Accumulator journey today and you won't regret it. Hi and welcome along to Full Time. We are going to take a look at the game that went down on Sunday, Arsenal versus West Ham. Wow, what a game. I've got James, I've got Cecil with me, and as I said, wow, what an amazing game. 3-3 in the end. Arsenal going 3-0 down. But unlike Tottenham, they didn't completely bottle it like against Tottenham against Dinamo Zagreb. They showed a lot of heart and a lot of spirit to come back, and it ended up 3-3. And in the end, we could have won it. Incredible game, guys. Jesus, where do we start? Let's start at the start. Yeah, because we were sat here and we were watching the game, and I could not believe what I was watching. The first goal, the second goal in particular, horrific. I mean, all three goals were poor. James, let's start with you.
Yeah, it was a start, in fairness, we haven't seen for a while under Mikel Arteta and from this team. I was at a point where I felt maybe we'd ironed this out of our game, but no, we hadn't. It was very reminiscent of those latter years under Wenger, times under Emery, where you thought we're going to get battered today, it's going to be 4 or 5. And West Ham have had a good season, we should recognise that.
And do you know what, just on that, just cutting in on you, sorry about that, but we do also have to give them a lot of credit. I thought they were for great. That first 20 minutes, they were all over us like a rash.
Yeah, just on that, Robbie. I remember you said about like Tottenham, they sat back and we took advantage of that, and that's how we like teams to come at us, just not try anything. But when teams press us like Aston Villa, I think we panic and we don't play the way we want to. So that's what kind of West Ham did. They went at us.
Yeah, exactly, and they caught us cold,
massively.
We were caught cold, really cold.
Yeah, we were. I think. Credit to Moyes. We were talking in the build-up about how he sometimes plays a back three, but he went with his back four. He went for it. He was bold, and obviously they got their rewards for that, going 3-0 up. I also thought, because we made tweaks with the Aubameyang on the right, Saka on the left, Chambers coming in, we almost looked like we were still settling into something new, and it just made for a nice sort of cocktail of madness.
Why did he play Aubameyang on the right to start? He did switch it back to the left, but what was the thinking? Do you think behind that?
Shoehorning him in. I think that's
But even
my
if you're
opinion.
doing that, why not Saka on the right and
Yeah,
Aubameyang on the left?
Even if somebody suggests that yesterday, I'm like, well, even if you're shoehorning him in, Saka's played loads of games on the right and looked very good there. A lot of people saying that's now his best position, and we all know Aubameyang can play on the left because he's done it for the past couple of seasons, won golden boots.
Yeah,
so you're not exactly shoehorning someone in, are you? It was just a strange decision to play him on the right by Arteta.
It was odd. I think every time he plays up top, when he goes into that centre forward position, he still drifts to the left. He always ends up going that way anyway. But I think Arteta might have been stubborn and been like, no, I'll make sure you're staying on the right so you don't drift into that position onto the left. Because when he's on the left, at times he's been successful. But when he last played up front and drifted to that left, he closed down a lot of the space that Arsenal used. So that might be reason why he put him on the right, but it didn't work in the end.
It didn't work, did it?
It did make me laugh that at 2-0 when the second went in, you saw as we were taking the kick off, Saka and Aubameyang were sprinting to the other side. It's almost like Arteta went, that's it, right,
go back.
Sack it off. Sack it off.
Absolute.
Go back.
Tactically that was disastrous.
Yeah, do you think it has anything to do with the game plan? Because Lacazette after said the players we didn't buy into the game plan at the beginning. Do you think it's anything to do with that comment?
He said that the players, the quote was that the players didn't respect the coach's game plan, but I think he meant they didn't execute it the way Arteta wanted. I don't think, a lot of people are going, oh, what's Laka saying?
Yeah.
No.
So let's get into it. Let's talk about the goals, James. Kicking off with the first goal that we concede.
Jesse Lingard.
goal.
Look, can't blame Leno on that one. Yeah, we could have closed him down better. A few question marks over David Luiz, who I thought had a much better second half. I just felt, who was it who was carrying the ball into? But I just felt he was always backing off. And it's a great goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but to me, you say we could have closed him down better. I mean, Jesse Lingard picks up the ball on the edge of the box and there's absolutely no one near him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's supposed to be? Somebody should be getting close to him.
Yeah.
Nobody was near him. I mean, I think Callum Chambers tried to get over to him, but, you know.
Yeah, Chambers did.
And then we move on to the second goal. Right, now...
I can only laugh.
Well, I weren't laughing at the time. I was really
No.
peed off. I mean, you know, first of all, do you think it was a free kick? I didn't. I thought he did get the ball, but with whether you think it's a free kick or not,
Then you've got to be switched on.
you've got to be at the start of the game. That summed us up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everybody sleeping.
Yeah, the first goal and the second goal.
And players that you don't normally expect, like Tierney, just casually walking back. I think who else? Saka.
Yeah. Mary, Louise all had their back to it.
Everyone,
Leno's
their
got
back
to it.
turned.
Yeah. No one's watching what's happening.
Was there anyone upstairs when you're watching along that moaned about the guy not asking the ref to take a quick free kick or him just because he just did it out of his own free will? The ref didn't even seem ready for it. Was there any discussion? I didn't see.
Nobody moaned about that, but at the end of the day, I think, you know, regardless of anything to do with that, whether the ref blew his whistle, whether the whatever, switch on.
Yeah. Someone should have been
Stand in front of the ball.
Yeah.
You see, switch on.
I was surprised no one did that.
Right? You can't be walking, your back's turned and stuff like that. You can't do that.
Agreed.
And, you know, it was a great little improvisation by them. And then even then, Leno.
Yeah, howler.
I mean, that was shocking. You know, his near post beaten there. The ball wasn't hit with that much power.
No,
got to save that, innit?
Someone made a good point on Twitter that it might have taken a slight nick off Mary, and maybe that's. But I
Still,
agree. It's still poor.
Even a slight nick, you're still supposed to save it. It was straight at him.
There weren't many complaints from us and Arsenal fans in the watch along about whether, you know, the free kick should have been allowed, because quite frankly we were playing so badly and so much happens in that goal that you can only blame yourselves.
And we did it later on.
It is worth though just asking and raising the question. You know, the ref's got his spray out. You know, they kind of know they're going to take he's not put his hand on the ball and stopped it, although I don't think it's moving anyway. It's just, look, I'm not going to moan about it. I wasn't thinking that the goal.
Listen, maybe they had reasons for grievances, but still. You've got to be switched.
It's 99% our fault.
Yeah.
Switch on, and it summed up the fact that we were half asleep.
Absolutely.
It summed up and it showed that our attitude to the start of the game. Then we're thinking, bloody hell, 2-0 down. That's it. We probably ain't gonna, get back in this. We go 3-0 down.
Yeah.
Right, and again, not great defending.
The third one annoyed me the most at one point, because it felt like we were so slow to get to anything, to press him, then to deal with the cross. Then when it gets there, Luiz isn't there with Antonio. In fairness, actually at first I blamed Leno, but when I realised it took a touch of Souček. Leno thinks it's going wide, right? And then the touch puts
it was going wide, yeah.
So they had a little bit of luck with that, I suppose. But, again, we got what we deserved for the start we had.
Yeah, and at that time, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking,
it's going to be a
memories of the latter days of Arsene Wenger, where teams put 5-6 past us, but then begins the fight back, right? Then begins the wake up. Somebody goes over to Arsenal and says, wake up! Get up, man! Get up! And they got up.
They did.
Talk to us about the recovery.
They did. Look, this is where I'm going to be a bit harsh on. Well, actually, I'm not being harsh on West Ham. I'm being very critical of them. We scored the same goal 3 times, and they never once dealt with it. And we could have scored more doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The premise was Partey feeds Odegaard. Odegaard draws men in, makes things happen, finds an overlap, cross in from the right. And every single. And by the way, we used to normally being Tierney, who's down that side having joy, but everything came down the right. Really, all our best football came down the right in this game. It was. I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at this first goal. Odegaard, even when we were 3-0 down, was playing really well. Everything that stuck, it came through him. We were playing terribly against Olympiacos. Odegaard was the only one who showed any composure, any class on the ball.
Before you play through it, this goal here, I'm gonna Odegaard, and I've been waxing lyrical about him all night, and I just think when he lines up to shoot, when we play it forward, he lines up to shoot and he does a reverse pass. it's the little things, but I love these little details in football, and he is a pleasure to have. I know we're going to speak about him a bit later on in the show, but
Cecil's spot on, right? You can do little things that can completely sway a team the complete other way. Now, that's more evident in the second goal. With this first goal, though, he's coming forward, he finds the overlap of Chambers, who finds Lacazette in the box. Now, from a West Ham perspective, the fact that he gets a touch, turns and hits it with that much time in the box, after being picked out in the first place, that's poor defending. Good goal from Arsenal, yes, but I'm more looking at West Ham's defending. But okay, bit of luck with the deflection. In fairness, they had that off Souček for their third, so cool, whatever. We're back in it 3-1. Robbie, be honest, were you thinking we can do something at that point?
No.
Really? You thought consolation?
At 3-1, I didn't think I was just thinking consolation type goal. But then after that, about 5-10 minutes after that, I'm starting to believe a bit because, Saka had a couple of chances that, he should have buried at least one of them. And then I started saying to the guys there, I go, we get one back before half time. Yay!
And do you know,
but,
do you know what's crazy? I genuinely believe we played our worst football of the season the first 30 minutes. And then probably our best in the next hour. Yeah. And I don't mean to be all reactionary and over the top with it. I really think we saw some of our best combinations and midfield dominance and the way we were working our way through the team. It wasn't just lumping it in the box and causing havoc. We played really good football to get into good positions.
Yeah.
We really did. And now with this second goal, you know, fair enough, it's going to look like we're showing the same goal, but Odegaard does something a little different here. He's carrying the ball, but he does this moment here where he jinks inside, and that sways Souček, Rice, Cresswell, Diop, Dawson, all going, right, he's gone that way. Now, you know Chambers has made the overlap, but in fairness, Lacazette, Tierney, if I could just show it here, actually. I've got it wrong. Ignore me. When Odegaard comes inside, Tierney, Lacazette, Aubameyang, they're all in space. They're all in a position to receive the ball when Odegaard comes that way. So they might know that the overlap's on for Chambers, but they're looking at the other options thinking, all right, well, if we don't defend this properly, they've got an overload.
And he shapes to put it that way as well.
He does.
It's the brilliance of this.
He really does.
This next
and then
phase.
a really cute little pass out to Chambers. We're in again. And then it's an own goal for Dawson. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, Dawson's got to try to get something on it because Aubameyang.
Yeah, because Aubameyang would have got in behind him and scored.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was and the cross by Chambers, brilliant. How comes Chambers can just come in and be putting in crosses like that, and we've got? No, I don't want to cuss.
You don't go on.
You know what I mean? To Bellerin, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he needs to look at Chambers. Yeah, because Chambers' delivery yesterday, for a guy that's not
on point,
really a natural right back, was unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a player, and hasn't had much match fitness, so he was a shining light. I also want to talk about just quickly Souček and Rice. Those were the DMs that everyone's talking about, and like you said, I think the best football was played in those 60 minutes for Arsenal. They're not mugs, and we were getting balls in between them, to the side of them, bringing in Odegaard through the gaps in the spaces.
Partey was playing some nice, ball splitting passes, which splits the lines a bit,
Yeah, exactly.
And Odegaard was immense. And the third goal?
The third goal, we're not going to analyse, but we'll have a little look at that leap from Lacazette. Look, it's the same goal again. I've just been recreating the same stuff.
I remember earlier on in the season he had a header like that. Remember, he put it straight over.
Yes.
Remember that?
He did.
Yeah.
Very good point.
He buried it. A great cross by Pepe. Brilliant cross.
Yeah, with his right
foot.
The annoying
as well.
thing
was, right? The annoying thing is that by that stage, we were totally dominant. I mean, they did hit the post.
They did.
Antonio could have scored.
That would have changed the dynamic of the game. Because I know a lot of people were saying that, do you know what I mean, that we could have scored more, which we could have. But that, if he scored then...
Yeah. But I mean, listen, I think 3-3 was probably fair in the end. Yeah. But we had chances. Pepe had a couple of chances. We had chances to win it, but it was a great comeback. I was describing it yesterday when I was doing a lot of the interviews as the old analogy of glass half full or glass half empty, right? On the one hand, you look on it and you can say terrible by Arsenal. But then on the other hand, how I look on it is, I look on it and say great comeback, because I look at, as I said, I'm looking at that Spurs game the other day with them and Dinamo Zagreb, right? Where they're facing down a horrific situation, right? They had a 2-0 lead, that's been pegged back, and what we saw in that game was a team just go, crumble.
Capitulate.
And what we saw with Arsenal was a team that said, no, we're not having this, man. No, it's almost like they're like, I can hear our fans, I can hear the media, I can hear even our own families looking at us in disgrace and saying, what are you, man, doing? And they showed a lot of fighting spirit and a lot of heart. And in particular, that guy you see jumping up there, I thought Lacazette, Odegaard, those two in particular, I thought they were immense in the game. Callum Chambers, those three were absolutely unbelievable. I know we caught up with some West Ham fans, didn't we?
Yeah, both of us. It's so odd that we spoke to West Ham fans and they both highlighted how well we're progressing and going forward. And I just want to say that thing with the glass half full, half empty as well. It's kind of how the fans base is split with the Arteta at the moment. But other fans recognise how far we've come and how far we've got to go. So yeah, take a look at the videos from yesterday.
I think Arsenal are going to be back next season. I think they're a couple of signings away. But look, listen, a couple of additions in defence. As I said, you've got no problems going forward. And I thought the midfield, as good as our midfield is, had the better of I think Odegaard's a very good player. I think he controlled the midfield today. Partey showed a bit of quality today. And arguably they had the better of Rice and Souček for a long periods of the game. As I said, defensive, shore it up defensively, mate, and I'm sure Arsenal will be back up there this season. So, next season, sorry.
You know, as you just said for Chambers, can I just say for Arsenal fans, I thought it was fantastic today. I didn't think he had that attacking threat in him, if that makes sense. I didn't think he could do that sort of thing. But he was fantastic today. And I think Arsenal in that second half were brilliant. So if you can keep playing like that, there's no wonder that the upturn of form is in your way at the moment, because since Christmas, I think you've been much improved, and I only see it continuing with the attacking players or in that second half.
Great to get, opposition's fans' views on things, right? The players are obviously playing for Mikel Arteta.
Agreed.
Right? You could see how angry he was. He obviously said something to them at half-time. They're obviously playing for him. They didn't capitulate, right? It's not what we wanted. We wanted a win. We didn't get a win, but we got a great fight back. But, they've got to stop starting games like this. This is just,
They do, and I believe they're playing for him as well, Robbie. I mean, Lacazette's got trust the process boots in his photo on right now. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say, but with a player that wants to show that he believes in what Arteta's saying, and I think the players are definitely playing for him. But it's the mistakes, it's the individual mistakes. We are our own worst enemy that is killing me, but I don't think that lies down to Arteta all the time.
Look, I sort of noticed something yesterday, which is the kind of fickleness of Arsenal fans, or football fans in general, right? How many times do you lose a game and fans say, it's not even about the result, it's the manner of the performance, and I just want to see heart, you're not fit to wear the shirt, I just want to see fight. You got all that, right? You got all that. We didn't get the result we wanted. We had the worst 30 minutes of football I've seen in a long time, but they stood up. And I'm sorry, we've got to take heart in that.
I'm with you on this, James, right? Sometimes, right? You'll get people and they exactly what you just said there, right? But you want to see a reaction. If they would have lost 3-4-0 yesterday, people would have been saying, even if we didn't win the game. I wanted to see something from them.
You're a liar.
But there was no pride. They weren't playing for the back. No, but they were 3-0 down. It was a disgusting position. Right, it was self-inflicted, right? But they showed heart, desire, fight. They showed that they deserved to wear that badge. Right. So I'm not going to get down on the team too hard. I'm sure Arteta will be on the training ground over the next couple of weeks. We'll be trying to drill it into them. They've got to take that fighting spirit, yes, but they've got to improve on the errors. Errors are costing Arsenal this season. Remove the errors, would probably be in the top 4.
And I fully agree with you there, Robbie. That 100%. And I know another thing that's splitting the fans' opinions at the moment is the Aubameyang and Lacazette debate. And it's a tough one, but I was getting messages saying Aubameyang's finished, sell him. But I was thinking, guys, whoa, slow down. But
it's ridiculous.
It's
some of the stuff I heard.
Crazy some things I heard yesterday.
I was doing the stream, and afterwards, at half time, loads of people saying, get rid of him, sell him, blah, blah. A couple of weeks ago, he banged in a load of the goals. Now, I don't know, you've got some stats around it here.
I looked at some of the numbers. Now, I'm a Lacazette fan. I'm a massive Lacazette fan. I'm also, obviously, of course, a Aubameyang fan. But I just wanted to look at some of the numbers in the Premier League quickly. So this was 25 appearances to Lacazette, 24 to Aubameyang. Lacazette has more assists. The numbers show Lacazette is favourable in the sense of also duels won. We know Lacazette loves to hold up the ball and is very strong. He wins a lot of his duels, and he's got more goals in the league than Aubameyang this season. However, in total, Aubameyang has more goals across all competitions. And successful dribbles, Lacazette also has more. I know this is more to Lacazette's favour, and I feel like the question that I'm trying to put to you guys forward is, can they both play in the same team and be successful?
I feel they can. They have over the past couple of seasons. They have, but I was pleased when I saw the two of them in from the start.
Yeah.
Right, because to me, they're both goal threats. They're the ones who score all of our goals this season, mainly, isn't it? Them two and Pepe, really, are the goal threats for Arsenal, or Saka. So I like to see when they're both playing. I don't like this, and to me, my ideal thing is like, yes, Aubameyang on the left and Lacazette down the middle. I didn't understand him on the right. I couldn't work that out. And when did he ever play on the right? You know what I mean? So, but to me, listen, he's still a quality striker, Aubameyang. He's had a poor season by his very high standards. But the season, we still got a lot of it left. And we've got big games coming up.
Yeah. True. Big
and in a big game, who do you want those chances to fall to?
Yeah.
I want them to fall to him. I know he missed a couple of chances the other day when we played Olympiacos. I know he's missed chances, but he's a big, remember, FA Cup last season, yeah? Who's the one who got us?
Yeah, he pretty much won it.
He pretty much won us, right?
Yeah, he did.
And when people turn around to me saying, the FA Cup, well, United are not in the final, are they?
These chaps, I love them.
Where was their big guy that stepped up and got them to
it's a good point.
I had this argument the other day with Tottenham fans ahead of the North London derby, where they're telling me Harry Kane is a great player. And I said, for me, what gives you greatness is when you lead your team across the line to a trophy, right? And, Harry Kane's never done that. Champions League final, didn't show up. He's been in other, the season when Leicester won the league. He hasn't done it. Harry Kane is an incredible striker, but sometimes you need that man who leads you across the line. And I think Aubameyang's done that with us.
I agree.
So he's having a poor season. But I have no problem with the two of them being in the team.
You still have faith that, they can
I'll be honest with you both. I do not think Aubameyang's finished. I do not think we've seen the best of him. I'm sure he'll find his scoring touch. But I do think I've got to a point where I don't think they fit in the same team anymore. But that's just, I think that's more of a preference.
Who would you have on the left?
I'd have Smith Rowe. I'd have a Pepe. I'd have someone who... no one scores like Aubameyang, don't get me wrong, but I'd have someone who's more comfortable on the ball, more of a creator, can make something happen, more a link-up man. And Aubameyang's not that. Aubameyang's your poacher in the box and your runner off the ball, and he's superb at that.
What I'm thinking to myself, right, is that if this guy can get back on form, the one thing he's lacked in his Arsenal career, right, is that guy that can feed him and play him in. And from what I'm seeing at Odegaard,
he's the guy that can provide
He's the guy. And by the way, we need to sign that guy up at the end of the season. I've been very impressed with him since, I remember having big arguments with White Yardie. He's telling me, we shouldn't be playing him. Smith Rowe should play ahead. He's only on loan. Okay, listen, you bring a player in to improve your team. That's football, right? He's come in, and in an attacking sense, we have improved a lot. With Odegaard in there. It shows the importance of a number 10, the way he presses.
Yeah.
I love this kid.
Right? It was a pleasure
We
to watch.
have to get a good offer on the table to Real Madrid and try and sign him. He's 22. You look on a player and you say, right, that's your potential captain, leader, who could stay at the club for the next 5 years and be your main guy.
Agreed.
He could be kind of Arsenal's type of De Bruyne type player.
Agreed.
Get him signed, man.
Yeah,
he's only
absolutely.
young.
100%. With Odegaard, he had an amazing game and it was a pleasure to watch him yesterday. But another person who kind of split opinions yesterday watching was Thomas Partey. I don't know what you thought. I heard fans saying he had a poor game, but I know by looking at I know James looked at his numbers and they were really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, DT, I saw what he said in the player ratings, gave him a 7. I thought DT was absolutely spot on. Partey was sloppy at times. Partey did make mistakes. It wasn't a flawless game. But if that's a sloppy Partey performance and he's ranking top for passes, touches, duels, possession gains, with a 91% pass, 91% doesn't look too sloppy, does it? And the second highest amount of pass in the opposition half, I thought it was worth mentioning him because we're going to go into the man of the match discussion. I know he wasn't man of the match, but worth mentioning that he was better than I think people
you know what it is with Partey, right? And we were discussing it the other day. Is that he attempts passes. He doesn't just go for the safe options.
Absolutely.
He will go for passes that split two midfielders, and you know what I mean. And sometimes those don't come off. Sometimes they get intercepted and that.
Yeah.
But his bravery and his play is what leads to goals. He will get players into positions.
Yeah.
The split seconds of his passing, I think he's been brilliant.
He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's not even fully fit and not fully on it
not
yet.
even at his best.
We've got ourselves.
Exactly.
I thought he had a good game. I thought, yes, in the first half, you know, earlier on, as nearly all the players, he was pretty poor. But then I thought for the rest of it, he picked up and him and Odegaard were running the midfield.
Yeah, he starts most of the attacks that lead to goals. So this
it's quality.
You
man,
want to
know
play.
what I mean?
Yeah, you want to play.
I want
more
brave
like
players, man.
Thank
I mean, you can have
That's what I'm
players that, you know, Xhaka's is just sideways safety first, but you do need, you know, you actually need players like that as well. Maybe that's why Xhaka plays better with Partey, because there's no longer an emphasis on him to be playing all those passes. The emphasis on just you keep it safe, keep it simple, give the ball to Partey, let him, and if he loses it, then you get back and go. And that's good.
But Partey, if you're watching this long shooting outside the box, listen,
No,
we
shooting is terrible.
commend it, but please, in training,
He needs to work on his shooting, bro. Yo, listen, man.
Please,
bro. The man took a shot in the game, and I was like, yo, the Six Nations was on Saturday. You know what I mean? What's that? Right?
Please,
now,
bro.
Man of the match.
Man of the match.
Man of the match. On TV, they gave it to Callum Chambers.
Surprised me.
Who did you give it to then?
Odegaard. I've never been I've never been that guy to go on a player's image and you know, really be creamy in a comment. But I went on his post after the game and said, it was actually a pleasure to watch you yesterday. Like the little things, I think your brother downstairs was like, you got posted on the wall of him or something. I was just like, I can appreciate how the confidence of getting on the ball, being the pivot, picking up in spaces where it's tight and starting attacks. And he was just so brave. And I love performances like that. And I hope, like you said, we keep him.
Honourable mention for Callum Chambers, who played a crucial part in getting the 2 goals back into it. Also thought he defended well. God, it gets tough between these two now.
Yeah.
Odegaard and Lacazette. There's no doubt we played the way we played because of Odegaard's influence. There's no question. He was the biggest influence on the team. But Lacazette, crucial in 2 goals, especially the equaliser. How can you deny him the man of the match award?
Okay,
You know?
okay. Well, you know what? I ain't saying nothing. I'm putting it out there to you guys.
Yeah.
Who was the man of the match, right? Was it Chambers, Odegaard, or Lacazette? Those are the 3 candidates. Chambers, Odegaard, Lacazette, or Leno. Which
such a troll.
who was the man of the match, right? So let us know in the comments below. Also, man of the month.
I know, I've got mine.
Man of the
I've
month,
got
because
mine.
we're at the end of the month now.
Yeah.
We're nearly at the end of the month.
Yep. Well, there'll be no more games in March.
Candidates.
Gabriel.
Good
Yep.
shout.
Gabriel.
Thought you
Martin
should've played this
Odegaard.
as well.
Martin Odegaard.
Yep, that's another candidate. Willian, I know it's crazy, but he had a man of the match at the first game of the month, and
Willian, man of the
he
month.
won man of the match.
Honourable mention for sure.
Yes,
I'm not sure he gets it.
he's not going to get it from me, but
honourable
I've got to mention him. Who's the one for you that we've got a debate between?
Can I put one more in there?
Go on.
David Luiz. I don't think he
Yeah,
deserves
played well.
it, but
Inconsistent.
worth a
Honourable
mention.
mention, yeah.
He's been quality.
Do you know what's hard?
Even Kieran Tierney.
We would have said Saka a month ago, but now with this month, it's
I
unfortunate.
think I'm gonna go Odegaard. You know, I think he's been very influential, man. He's come in, you know, he's hit the ground running. He's been influential. You know, his energy, his creativity. Yeah, for a guy that's just come into the team, into the group, he's new. He's fitted in. That's my man of the month. But what do you guys think? Again,
Gabriel.
Gabriel's a good shout as well because he's played very well. But
has.
Odegaard, to me, he's played more games, been more consistent, and he has been at the heart of everything for Arsenal. So I'm going Odegaard. That's me.
I'm going Gabriel. I want
Cecil's
to
going
argue
Gabriel.
it. I really want to just, because I know James is going to go Odegaard. I want to put the gloves up between both of you. But I mean, Gabriel.
Well, let's throw it out there again. We're throwing it
them.
out to everyone. Man of the month. We're going to do a vote on it. We're going to, on the app, we're going to do AFTV.VIP. We're going to do a vote on it, right? Who is the man of the month? The AFTV Man of the Month, selected by you guys. We're going to do a vote on it, and we'll announce that at the end of the week. Who is the Man of the Month? Guys, listen, it's been a pleasure. It could have been a different, after 20 minutes, this would have been a different show. But there was a lot of fight. There was a lot of heart shown. And congratulations to the team in doing that. It's 3-3. It's only a point. We could have done with 3 points. I don't know where we're going to end up in the table, but it's about finishing off the season strongly for me now. Just finish off as strong as we can, win games, and hopefully we can get all the way to the Europa League final and win that. It can be done.